Life is a game of tarot. Welcome, my name is Maraea. If you've been feeling a little off track lately, this is your reminder that you haven't lost your timeline. You've just paused long enough to feel where it really is. It's going to be pretty straightforward today. We're just going to do a short set of questions and identify where it is you're off track, or where you have come to a halt or a pause, what can help you get back on track, and then what the next milestone, stop, or soul signal on your timeline is. So take a moment now to ground in, sit inside yourself, become present, fully present. Allow a group number to come into your field of awareness. And once you've got your number, please make your way over to the timestamp in description, and I will see you there. Oh, by the way, you might want to break down of what these crystals are. Fortunately, or unfortunately, this time I'm going to be able to tell you little about these crystals. I know this one is Flourite, and this one I have dubbed the Enchanted Story, and this one here is dubbed Starry Night, simply because it reminds me of the Starry Night painting. Okay, you can see why, right? But this one here is like, it's kind of, it gives, like, it's got all these gold flecks through it. They're not actually gold flecks, it just looks like it. And there's something that it reminds me of. It's got a real mercurial quality to it. You probably can't see it so well here. Oh, you kind of can. It's like the sea fused with the air. Something along those lines. Okay, so I will see you over in your reading. Group 1, welcome to your reading. If you've been feeling a little off track lately, this reading is your reminder you haven't lost your timeline. You've just paused long enough to feel where it really is. So what we're going to look at is, where has your path come to a halt or a pause? Ten of Pentacles. Next question, what can help you get back on track? Three of Pentacles. Actually, let's lay them out like this, shall we? Let's do this. Do it slightly different. And should go with this one. I'm not sure actually. I'm going to keep this flow. And what is the next milestone, stop, or soul signal on your timeline? Does this actually fit? Barely. Oh, nice. Let's just push these up here. Okay. I think we're going to go with this. Although, that said, aesthetically, I'm not sure if I'm going to like it as much. So, let's do this. Better. Very good. That makes it easy. Okay, I know these two were in reverse. Just noted. Two of Pentacles. Alright. So group 1. Welcome to your read. My name is Maraea. Life is a game of tarot. If you're feeling a little off track lately, this reading is your reminder that you haven't lost your timeline. You've just paused long enough to feel where it really is. So the question here is, where has your path come to a halt or a pause? And you should be able to identify yourself in the situation I'm about to deliver to you. When we're speaking with a 10 of Pentacles, you know what I get with here? What I'm getting here is that you're mid-build. You could be close to the start of building a legacy, or you could be towards the end, but you're somewhere in the state of building something that is A, aligned with your soul's true nature and purpose, B, your highest timeline, C, that is your legacy, D, that is abundant, materially, spiritually. I'm not sure what letter we're up to, but the next thing I would be going on to say is that it is building family as well, and community. So, what I'd like to know is, can we get some more clarity around where your path has come to a halt or a pause? Actually, I'm being told to look at the card. I feel like there's some detail that you might be getting bogged down in here. What I'm drawn to in this card is the dog and the man stopping to play with the dog. Now, I wouldn't necessarily call that detail as much as taking time out to enjoy a part of the process that's not necessarily assisting you with what it is that you are endeavouring to do here as part of your bigger, grand picture. Because I get that this is this is definitely a grand picture in the scheme of things. The 10 of Pentacles is the card for building grand things that create community and togetherness and with the kind of wealth that ripples outwards. But yeah, it's as though, see, I'm drawn to this figure here, and this figure is he's shaking hands with the dog. And it's cool, but the dog is not going to help you do business. He's just going to help you enjoy the moment and some good times. Yeah, wholesome good times, but it's good. You need these moments. But the message is here that if there's a place that you are stuck, it is in that place where it's like, it's like I just heard in my mind, oh, what is it? Oh, a rock. Oh, I don't know, something else. Oh, another shiny thing. Oh, another shiny thing. But so there's a little bit of distraction here, I think is the message. But we were meant to pull this out so that you could see, just while you might be zoomed in on the shiny thing or on the fact that the dog can shake your hand, and isn't that amazing? It's very cool. But, when you're ready, zoom the lens back out and get back on your merry way. Okay, so that is where your path has come to a halt. You are enjoying a little bit of distraction. And what can help you get back on track here with the Three of Pentacles is simply re-engaging with the work and the team around you. We're getting a little bit more clarity on that one. Because, that was in reverse. So it might be that your team needs a reboot. Your team needs a re-galvanizing or reinvigorating is the word that comes to mind. Interesting. There might be some dynamics here. The Three of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Empress. Because what I see here is a party of three. And there's a good chance you represent one of these two figures, either the King of Swords or the Empress. And, swap gender roles to suit. But, this one here is in the middle. And then we've got this third party. Which is something... Oh, I can't help laughing. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing because I can see something familiar in this read. So I'm laughing at myself. But, here's the thing, right? Oh, that's the other thing I'm laughing at. I'm laughing at the way that information gets presented to me. It's like, well, here is the party of three. We have this person, and this thing. So you might have a... And this might be why you've stopped to pet the dog, because it might be easier than dealing with this situation where there is you and another person that you're working with, and this Three of Swords, where some feelings got a bit hurt here. I've got that song, I've got hurt feelings, I've got hurt feelings. On the bottom of the deck I've got the King of Swords, by the way. Oh, sorry, King of Wands. So, here's what I see, right? I'm just going to backtrack because I've been pointed to the bottom of the deck again. So, there's something that's worth resolving here. Let's see, what is it going to take to resolve this, actually? Because, yeah, I see you're on a hiatus. You're like, well, I can't do much here, so I think that's what it is. I can't do much here because this is kind of like, I can't go deeper right now. But yeah, that's what it is that feeling of, it's like a ladder, like a dung, 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 of like, that's what I feel like when I'm looking at this. But on the bottom of the deck here, we've got the Page of Wands, and it's talking. This is the reinvigoration, right? It's reinvigorating this, whatever this working relationship is, reinvigorating it. You know, obviously you can't do it by yourself, but I mean, you know, you can certainly put the blanket on the ground, is what I'm seeing, and set up the picnic, which is probably going to be a better investment of your time right now than time with shaking hands with the dog. I mean, you know, by all means, I don't want to deprive you of time with the dog, but, you know, you're here and you've chosen this reading, and so when the question is, how can you get back on track, or what will help you get back on track, that is the answer. It is preparing the foundations for reinvigorating this, your team, or your, you know, this trio here, and swapping out this Three of Swords for something else or someone else, so that, you know, this isn't part of your team. Let's just see what will be a, you know, actually I think it's going to be this. Oh, perfect. Yes. So, you know, I was like, well, what's the third teammate? And the third teammate is basically spirit. So, you know, when you start to, within yourself, I feel like laying the foundations, creating the portal here. So you can call it a blanket, you can call it a portal, but it's just good. This is what I'm seeing. It's a portal here. This Three of Wands is clearly a portal card. It is interdimensional, from one state, one place, into another. And so I see you being able to, once you work that out, being able to quantum leap this work that you're doing here. Like really fast track it. But yeah, you're going to have to, like I said, reinvigorate this. So lay the blanket on the ground, and I would love to sing it for you, but I forget the words. So, I think it's Billy Joe Spears. I actually know how it goes, but I'm not going to sing it. So, I'm just going to come back up here. This is the Seven of Wands. And, you know, it's not lost on me how they are firing. You know, they're not. You know, obviously this is a wand, not a gun. But it's certainly pointed like a bazooka, heading this way. It's like, you know, there's like, wait, stop, don't come any closer. Right? That's the energy here. And I get that that's kind of where you're at. So yeah, now that I've mentioned it, we can move on. I've already talked about reinvigorating this working dynamic between you and another person. It's either you and another person or you and a group, but I'm saying you and another person because it's either you and the Father of Swords or you and the King of Swords, or you and the Empress. So yeah, that's that. Which leads us to the last question. What is the next milestone stop on your timeline? And the next milestone stop, this is really interesting. It's a bridge. It's the Two of Pentacles. What an interesting milestone stop. I think perhaps, you know what I see here, and especially after this, I see two figures meeting on a bridge. There's a good chance this bridge has been built by these two figures here. They have come from two different directions to meet in the middle. So one side of the bridge has been built by you, and the other side of the bridge has been built by this other person. And in building that bridge, that is the portal you are building, which is then going to quantum shift or radically shift your work up a few notches. That's what I see. So that is your next milestone stop. It is meeting on the bridge that you have built. It is meeting on the blanket that you have laid down. I mean, obviously the other person's going to have to bring some stuff to the picnic. And on the bottom of the deck here, by the way, we have the Fool. So it is basically a new... And Six of Cups is right underneath it. Oh, that's so beautiful. So, there is a foundation here that is not just about this Three of Swords. It is clearly got some weight behind this. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here looking at how to reinvigorate this connection, right? This working relationship. But yes, it is between you and another person or another group and spirit. We have the Fool here. I just want to see. Yeah, I think this is pretty straightforward. I'm just being told it's the Fool. Just note it. Note it that it's a new beginning, basically. So, is there anything else that we need to see here? Because I think we've got this. I think this reading is clear. Is there anything else? Yes or no? No. In which case, I think it might be worth closing up with an oracle. And for that, I think, let's choose a deck. I'm going to pause. Okay, we have the Work Your Light oracle deck. Alright, we've got trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? In the crumbling, what are you clinging on to? Very likely talking about this situation with the Three of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. So this here relates to the Three of Swords. This here relates to the path ahead. Let me read both of these cards. I'm going to go straight out of the book for these ones. I may paraphrase the crumbling. Oh dear, I'm going to have to go to the index. I don't usually pick this up, so this could be interesting in terms of the time that it takes to find the card. The crumbling. There is a shift happening right now where anything inauthentic can no longer survive. Relationships, jobs, social structures, anything built on shaky ground is destined to tumble down. It's happening to bring you back home to who you truly are, both individually and to society as a whole, so that you can live a life that is in alignment with who you truly are. When you're in the thick of it, it can feel like a personal attack from the universe. Have faith, because the difficult times will be your defining moments. You will be reborn in the fire. You are being called to surrender, to stop trying to hold it all together, to loosen your grip, to let the crumbling occur. It may be difficult at first, but in the end, the sooner you let go, the sooner the rebirthing will occur. What are you trying to hold together? What are you doing your best to avoid? How are you trying to pretend everything is okay? You have what it takes to allow what is falling away to tumble and fall. Once the tower has crumbled, you'll be able to rebuild your home on solid ground with mighty Let me just clear my throat for effect, not just because I need to clear my throat. But we are talking about this Ten of Pentacles here. You will be able to rebuild your home on solid ground with mighty, mighty foundations. Let me just do this again for effect. And a view that is so magnificent that it will take your breath away each new morn. Kali, the goddess of destruction, and the Black Madonna are with you now. Lay it on their altar. They can hold it all. And these are a couple of questions to ask yourself. What are you clinging to for fear of nothing coming to take its place? Let go. Alright, let go. Let go of whatever it is that is just stopping you from enjoying this field full of flowers and the incoming picnics. Let's move this over this side. No, we're going to keep it here. No, we're going to move it here. No, let's just leave it there. This one here. Yeah, so it is like, just smash the doors down. Yeah, you've been given permission to do that so that you can enjoy the flowers. So, trust your path is the next card. Let's see if we can find this fast. Trust your path. If you knew you were supported, what would you do? The universe is conspiring. Keep facing your true north. Your job is not to pave the path, but to simply keep facing your true north and take one step after another. If you do this, you can't go wrong. The universe is conspiring. Don't waver or doubt. Use your heart as a compass and put one foot in front of the other. If you follow the invisible trail of what lights you up, you will light up the world without even trying. Most people don't follow the highest call of their soul because they are waiting to see the end destination before they take the first step. If you take one baby step each day within a year, you will have taken 365 steps in your dedicated direction. If you want to write a book, write a page every day. If you want to change careers, do one thing every day in dedication to that. Before you know it, in just a year from now, you will turn back and look in awe at how far you have journeyed. Keep moving and open yourself up to a whole new level of support and receiving. Things are not going to work out the way that you are planning, but if you have a little faith and keep showing up, they will work out even better than you could have possibly imagined. Don't micromanage the universe. Trust your path and let your soul lead the way. And the work, your light inquiry here is, if you knew you would be supported no matter what would you do? What would you do? Answer those questions. Do those things. Do the thing that you would do if you knew you were supported, and let go of what's standing between you and the field of flowers and the picnic and the bridge building. Like one brick at a time. And, do it in your own time. When I say that, what I mean is like, it'll take you as long as it takes you. And the person that's meeting you there, it'll take them as long as it takes them. But do it diligently. I mean, you might do one brick at a time, or you might do 10. But just be consistent at it, basically, is the message here. And, yeah, just keep your bigger picture front and center so that it keeps inspiring you forward. Okay? Group 1, that is your reading. I hope you found it of value or useful. I'm always happy to receive feedback. I'm always happy to receive questions and obviously, interactivity with me and this material, this reading. And if I don't hear from you, have a fantastic week, or until we see each other again or I talk to you again. All the best. And I'll catch you in the next one. Alright, bye for now. Group number 2, welcome to your reading. If you've been feeling a little off track lately, this message is your reminder that you haven't lost your timeline. You've just paused long enough to feel where it really is. I've got Temperance, the King of Wands, and the Six of Cups. I'm just going to take a bit of time to just sit with them before I shuffle intentionally for each group. Let me just lay them out here. I just want to see them. There's so much abundance in this card. There's something here about fusion and blending. So let's now read here with pulling intentionally for each question. So group number 2. I'm not sure if I did an official welcome, but just in case I didn't, life is a game of tarot. My name is Maraea, and we're finding out where has your path come to a halt or pause. How can we get you back on track? Or what will help get you back on track is actually the question we're asking. And what is the next milestone stop or soul signal on your timeline? So what is the next milestone stop? So first question, where has your path come to a halt or a pause? Where has group 2's path come to a halt or a pause? 3 cards here. This looks like Justice. Yeah, that is 11. The Page of Swords. Justice, Page of Swords, and Queen of Swords. And there we go with the Six of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Let's park this over here. Just going to check the focus. Okay. Very nice. Just okay. So, next question. What can help you get back on track? No. Oh, no. I did see the Hermit there. It's okay if the Hermit comes out again. What can help you get back on track? You know what? I want to use a different deck. No, stay with this one. What can help you get back on track? What can help group number 2 get back on track? Two of Pentacles. And we've got got the King of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck here. So you might be feeling a little bit off centre. Where normally, I mean, we're talking about Pentacles here. Normally, you would have no problem with juggling as the King of Pentacles, but coming up in reverse. There's a suggestion here that things are a little bit askew or feeling a little bit off balance. And it might be a case of working out what your priorities are, but we'll get to that. Next question is, what is the next milestone? Or stop this one, yes or no? No. What is this one? Yeah. Stay with them. Yeah, I love these decks. Love this deck. What is the next milestone, stop, or soul signal on your timeline? Two of Cups. Partnership. Okay. And on the bottom of the deck, we've got the Four of Cups here. Okay, just going to park this down here. So, that's quite interesting. We've got the Six of Cups here. I did mention the word fusion. There was another word I mentioned. If I can recall it, that would be good. I think what I'm supposed to remember here is fusion. And it's funny because it's not a word I'd typically use. But these two here, they're fused. They're fused together. Like it's like two become one. And I don't mean that in a codependent way. I mean that in a way where one is supporting the other. But it's a merging of elements, if you like. Because the Temperance card that we saw at the start, well, is the Alchemist. And they are blending. That was the other word, blending. There's a merging of energy to create a cohesive unit that is on this boat heading in a direction. So it's like when you're looking at your timeline, and your timeline obviously involves another party, likely a person, but it could be a literal party. It could be your work. It could be something else, and I'll qualify maybe. We'll see. We might not need to, but yeah, it really is talking to me about this coming together to create a greater force, and where this force is travelling in a definite direction. I mean, you don't just put a ship out to sea and not have an idea about where you're actually going. There's a course. There's a course here. Okay. Now that we've established what the next milestone stop is, what we want to do is come back to look at where has your path come to a halt or a pause. There's obviously a reason why I have opted to start with the end. And it's likely so that you understand that this reading is for you. If you don't resonate with that, this reading isn't likely for you. So let us look now at where your path has come to a halt or a pause. Now I'm going to read through and see whether we're talking about one situation or three situations. And yeah, what I want to see here is we have the Justice. And I'm drawn to the eye, the all-seeing eye, when it comes to checks and balances. Then we have this Page of Swords, and what's interesting is this page has they have their guard up. So we don't mind maybe saying something or delivering something, maybe a blow, maybe a message, but our receptivity may be somewhat guarded. We may not be so receptive, or at least we might not seem receptive. The reality is, I can see this person here actually is speaking to me. And this person here, likely representing you, does actually want to know, but for whatever reason there is a guard up. Now this Queen of Swords, there's a little bit of ho-hum here in this Queen of Swords, and she's got a little bit of a dreamy look on her face. So I get Queen of Cups vibes. But she's not playing, because she's like, she's playing with the sword. And she's running her fingers along the blade, and it's almost as if she's saying, well, I know how to use this sword so well that I can run my hands across it and not get cut. But don't test me. There's like something about standing on business here. So we're going to need to unpack this a little. Let's do it. So when we're looking at the Justice card, can we clarify this? Where has Group 3's path come to a halt or pause, clarifying justice? I mean, it's not lost on me how they all have their swords up, except for Mr. Page in the middle, or Miss Page in the middle. And we have the Page of Pentacles. We're talking about there's a feeling of a lack of experience, or feeling like growth is required here. And not growth of a project, it's like growth of, the person or character, something along those lines. The character needed in order to move forward, and that might be a feeling on your part. We got the Son of Swords here, or the Knight of Swords. So, which is interesting because we're going from the Page to the Knight. A lot of swords energy here. A lot of air energy. And we definitely have these, so far we've got these 3 archetypes on the board. Apart from Justice. The Page of Swords, actually 4 archetypes. The Page of Swords, so the Son of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords. And the Emperor has just popped out. Excuse me, apologies. So I'm going to park the Emperor here. Oh, you know what I want to see right about now? I want to see can we have a backstory here? There's like more to the story. What's the backstory? How did things get to this place? Where we have all of this air energy, and there's like, it feels like there's this sword energy and there's no movement. Perhaps a lot of words being said here, perhaps a lot of thought being had here. But the only movement we have in the image is this Page of Pentacles, who's like stiller than the... Okay, there's movement here, obviously. But it's movement in terms of words or thought, not in terms of actual movement forward. So how do we get to this place? And I think that's the, that's what I'm being shown here, or that's what's being pointed out. Because the Page of Pentacles is, and especially in the position that the page came out in, is not going anywhere. It's just kind of standing there. What's at the foundation of this? We've got the Six of Cups again, and the Ten of Cups. Sorry, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So yeah, something stopped growing here. There's like a lack of trust in the process. And on the bottom of the deck, the Five of Wands. So, I feel like this is relating to this person. There's another person here, or another party. Personal party. And the next milestone, obviously, as I've talked about, is coming together. The foundations that you have with this person are solid. Like, you can see all this root system here on the Six of Cups. And this whatever this relationship is firmly anchored in some really, really good memories. And, kinship, family, the feeling of family. And with the Ten of Pentacles, again, the feeling of family. But to create a legacy. It's a legacy card. I've redubbed it. I'm sure I'm not the only one. But yeah, there is, at the foundation here, and I forgot to mention this Ten of Swords here. I don't know how I skipped past it. It's almost like a blind spot. I know why. It's because it's hiding behind my mic stand. And I just, for whatever reason, just skipped over it. But right underneath this Ten of Swords, we had this Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So, like, the stairway is going down and not up. So, so it's basically been a little bit of a roller coaster downwards instead of upwards. I mean, I've got a feeling when it's on this side it's going upwards as well, but, for the purpose of our storytelling. There is a requirement to trust in the process here. And there is this, like I said, this blind spot. And this is something that's going to need to be integrated. That's the other thing that Temperance talks to, about integration. And, in the process of integrating this, I feel like we'll be able to get this Queen moving. Where she is either prepared to say something or move. But yeah, like, there needs to be more, really, more than just words and actions that aren't backed up by solid or words that aren't backed up by solid actions. So, it's how do we get to the wands, really? How do we get to the wands? I mean, you can see in this entire read, the wands are on the bottom of this deck, and it's the Five of Wands, and they are scattered. we did see this Page of Wands poking out there. But yeah, it's scattered energy. So what I want to know is, so I think this is where we go to the Two of Pentacles here, and what can help you get back on track. What can help Group 2 get back on track? We've got the Queen of Swords. Well, she's actually gotten out of her chair and she's moving. What can help you get back on track? Ace of Pentacles. So there might be a seed that needs watering here. I mean, it needs to be planted in the first place. We've got this coin sitting up. So the first step needs to happen. This queen needs to make her way through this gate. Get this pentacle and plant it. What else needs to happen here in order to get things back on track? We have the Lovers, the Two of Pentacles again, the Five of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords in reverse. Bottom of the deck, Three of Cups. So, we're talking, I think we must be talking about this connection here. I mean, I get that you're here because there's some element of this relationship with this personal party that is strained. And with this Three of Cups coming out on the bottom of the deck, for me it's confirmation that there is friendship here. But, and I say but, you wouldn't be here in this reading if you were already here. But, let me just read the bottom cards because everything else is sort of fading into irrelevance in this moment. The Five of Pentacles. This shows a person who is begging, basically. Their hands are outstretched with their bowl in their hands. And I see, can I just have another bowl of porridge? I think that's how the line goes. Charles Dickens, is it? Is it Great Expectations? And then we have the Two of Pentacles. Again, right in the middle here. And it's almost like with the Lovers here right beside it. It's both priority, but it's a choice of what is the priority. What is the priority? This is divinely guided. But what is the priority? How do you keep in balance and make sure that you are, where you're concerned, staying on track? Well, it is literally two. I am going to say make a choice. I mean, we make choices every day, and in every moment where we have conscious thought, and even sometimes when we're subconsciously choosing or unconsciously choosing, we're making choices in those moments too. But this is requiring a conscious choice to walk through the gate or not, to plant the seed or not, to water the seed or not. How much are you prepared to invest in a connection? Right? Is it worth it to you? Well, I would say probably, otherwise you wouldn't be here. But, if you are choosing to use this sword to show how you can use it, if you so choose, it's probably not a good use of your energy. when you could be instead planting this pentacle. I had to take a moment away, group 2, just to re-spark myself, reboot. When I got down to the bottom here and I'm looking at these cards, the fact is that I actually need to go and have a rest, but I just determined that, no, before I do that, I'm going to do a reading. I've got another reading to go out at the end of this week, but it needed editing. It's a great read. But it needs a little bit of preparation to just complete the edit. And so I was like, no, I need something to go out this week. So that was it. I was going to do this reading. So here I am now, mid-read, going, wow, I'm tired. But there's actually something else that's here. Right? There's something else that's here that is creating a sense of stuckness. I get it. Somewhere between this 10 of Swords and this energy down the bottom here. We've got the 7 of Swords in reverse, and we've got this 5 of Pentacles. And I suspect that some of your energy is going, into an area here that is causing you some consternation. And what that looks like to me is, I feel like this 7 of Swords is an unsuccessful evasion. This 7 of Swords specifically talks about stealth. It talks about, like, we can see this person here is literally trying to remain hidden while stealing all of the swords. Well, I mean, they might not be, but they certainly look like they are. How many are they carrying? I think they've got 5 in their hands. So we've also got elements of the 5 of Swords in here. And it may be that you are or have been evading you might have tried to find a way out of this situation, which, like, this is some divine energy, like powering up through the rest of this area. It's like lighting up this area. I don't know if you can see it, but this is where all the colour's sitting. And then we've got this dark spot where it's like you've tried to escape, but all it's done is left you like going, can I have some more soup or porridge or whatever it is you're wanting to fill that bowl with? Because you haven't been able to escape. Oh. You haven't been able to make the exit you'd wanted to. You've been stuck. You've gotten yourself stuck. And what are you stuck with? I think it's because over here, see, we have this character looking across at this 7 of Pentacles and this 10 of Pentacles and the 6 of Cups. And it's like, well, how can I leave? Because there's something really good here. And I suspect this has been wearing you the hell out. So that, yeah, it's like, what I thought I wanted, I didn't actually want. I want to be here. And in the meantime, this has been created, this defeat here, and it's massive. I mean, the bull can't even see because the spear has also taken out his eyes. And this is the Ten of Swords. So that's what I see here, in terms of stuck. But, what you're being asked to do here is walk through the gate. Well, I mean, you're not being asked. This is literally where you're at this point in time. In here, and, where is your path come to a halt? It's like you're sitting here on your throne, and I feel like this is you. You're sitting on your throne, playing with your sword, in your daydreams, thinking about all of the things that went wrong, but also all of the things that went right. But it's not helping you move forward. Lots of thinking going on here, lots of defense, lots of weighing up, no movement, thinking about movement, thinking about heading towards this, and I'm going to say this person or party. I'm going to say person. Let's get real here. Heading towards this person. I mean, but if it is a party, then keep it at that. But heading towards this person with clear intentions to say what needs to be said or what wants to be said by you. And holding up this Knight of Swords is this Ten of Pentacles. So at the foundation of things, it's solid. It's solid as. But, like I said, where you are still stuck and what can help you get back on track is recognizing that yes, you have been here, but it's time to now accept that you don't want to be outside the church. You actually want to be in this Ten of Pentacles. Accept that, and then to work out your priorities here. Right? I'm suggesting you do want this, because otherwise you wouldn't be here. I'm suggesting you want this, given it's the next milestone. And I'm suggesting with the Lovers that is your choice. Whoever is on your mind when we look at this Two of Cups. And then it comes down to choosing, right? Choosing to prioritize this. Choosing to walk through the gate and plant the seed. So what does it look like to plant the seed? Now let's assume here, I'm going to collapse this timeline of lack. I'm going to collapse it. We're going to integrate this together, right? And if you don't want to integrate it with me, click out of the read. But, you can carry on if you like, staying put. Otherwise, let's look at this stuckness, this feeling like you're on the outside, and recognize that is where you've put yourself because of some fear here of being all in. So put yourself all in. And that is where we integrate this. And I can feel this getting lighter already. I'm biffing this out. And now we have the Lovers. Right, we have the Lovers, and I'm going to move this up here. So, what I want to know here is, what is it you're planting, or how is it you're planting? And I think I want to go back into this deck. What is it? What is it you're planting here that is going to help you get back on track? Or feel like you're back on track and heading towards this next milestone. and also back in this King of Pentacles energy. And also in the friend, reigniting this friendship. Let me just say this, because, this fusion doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic one, but, there's a suggestion here that it is, for sure, and especially with the lovers. Like we're talking about I'm looking at a divine counterpart here. I mean, to be fair, all relationships to me are divine counterparts, because every single relationship brings you closer to your own divinity, or your sense of, or your remembrance of who you are. Every single relationship, but some you do outgrow. We've got the Page of Swords, Five of Wands again, but this is a little different. The Seven of Pentacles, right? Seven of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. Slow and steady. So there's some growth here. So, when we're planting the seed, like literally, there's a seed here. It's not absolutely clear to me in the moment what this is, but what I can see here is that as you plant the seed, as you walk through the gate, and I think it becomes about a choice. Do I or don't I? Do I go all in or don't I? What is the priority here? Let me just keep talking this through. And with the Page of Pentacles, or the Page of Shields, we're talking about growth, embracing growth. Embracing growth. The Page of Swords. For me, this represents communication. Is it synthesis? Synthesis? I don't know if that's the right word. But it's like a combination of communication and learning from your mistakes. Seven of Pentacles, we're talking about growth here, and I just want to see what's on the card. This is, I'm seeing a portal here. I've looked at this card before and seen it before, and I'm seeing it again. It's basically where the normal Seven of Pentacles talks about growth. This one here for me, it's like we have a pillar here, and the pillar is both the pillar, but it's also a door to another dimension. And for me, this dimension, it's talking about this. It's where all of your growth lies. And here we have the Five of Wands. So this is where we start finally to get some movement. To get some actual movement. The Pentacles, we've got growth here. But, the question for me is, where is the movement towards, these Pentacles? And here we see it. This one here is scattered energy. This one here is a lot of people moving in the same direction. This is where we start to get some flow. So what I'm suggesting to you is making a choice to walk through the gates. Making a choice. I've already integrated this, and you're still here. I've already integrated this. So it's almost like if you're listening to the rest of the read, I mean, hey, like in reality, you have a choice as to whether you want to do this or not. But and you can still be here listening to the read and not do any of the things. That's your prerogative. I'm simply here knowing that this timeline can be collapsed, and so doing that with you, presuming because you're still here that is your choice. But like I said, ultimately what you choose to carry forward is your prerogative. It's also your prerogative to stay here for as long as you like, and there's nothing wrong with that, because in the same way that I said that all relationships are divine counterparts, there are just some that they are divine counterparts that are the fast route, the quantum shift route, the radical acceptance route. In the same way I said that, I'm also saying that you can do this as quickly as you like or choose not to do it at all. And I think that's all that needs to be said here. I really do. Oh, by the way, we've got King of Swords on the bottom of the deck over here. I've just noticed him. I think that this process that you're going through is going to bring you to this place, this King of Swords, and also this King of Pentacles. Because on the board here we only have the Queens, and there's nothing wrong with the Queens. The Queens are great, but they're not the mastery of the suit. The mastery is held by the Kings. Now, you don't have to be a female to be in King energy. I mean, you don't have to be a male to be in King energy. You can be a female and be in King energy as well. But this is, to me, not your next milestone necessarily. Actually, you know what? No, let me backtrack. I think that there's every possibility that this walking through that gate and planting that seed is bringing you into, because we're looking at the Queen of Swords, into this King of Swords energy. And I do believe actually that this work here that you're doing with this Ten of Pentacles is taking you to this King of Pentacles state. And I just got an aha. I just heard hallelujah and had a choir singing. So yeah, that is it. That is your reading. That is your reading. Okay? So, you know what you got to do, right? I don't need to say it like a 500th time, and I apologize for the number of times that I did say that. I think for myself, I needed to work out, where are the areas that need to be really looked at. What's not holding up the foundations here for group number 2, so that they can move forward into this milestone, so that they can get back on their timeline, right? Their highest timeline. And in this case, this alignment is the next milestone along this highest timeline. It is your alignment with a significant other. And I'm going to say that this significant other is the divine counterpart. That is the quantum shift divine counterpart. It is the one that is helping you to, or that you're working with, most likely, to attain this Ten of Pentacles. And, to arrive at this place here. But you're going to do this in King of Swords mode. Or Queen, embodying both the Queen and King. Because let's, get real about something else here, is that when it comes to divine counterparts, you're not looking for somebody else to finish you. You're looking for somebody else to walk with you in your full power. So that's pretty much it. That is your read group number 2. I will do one card. I did work your light. I'm just wondering if that's the same deck we're going to use. Yes or no? No. Which one for group? I think we're going to go with the Ancestors. We're going to go with the Ancestors and Oracles. Or did I get Ancestors and Oracles? Ancestors and Angels. I don't want to take both of these. I'm not sure I want to read 2 cards. But we have, I think it's enough that we can see what we're dealing with here. Basically, we're going from autumn to spring. So this milestone that you're heading towards is taking you into your spring time. On the wheel where you're moving from autumn. It looks like you're fast tracking through winter into spring. And I'm going to read the spring card because I feel like this is where you are, and you don't need to be told that there is, something about the colour in your world that is not as vibrant as you would like. And I suspect it has a lot to do with this other person here. So I'm going to read spring and what it is that is here for you as you prioritize what it is you need to prioritize to walk through those gates. Spring. See your seeds grow. Oh God, okay, awesome. Let's bring up the Ace of Pentacles here. Because not only are you walking through the gates, but you're also putting that seed in the ground, which is beautiful. We like. Embrace the change that is on the horizon. Allow your dreams to become reality. Spring is an exciting time because it has so much potential. Animals are coming out of hibernation, flowers are pushing up through the soil, and the days are getting lighter and brighter. The spring card, and the 7 of Pentacles is here as well, right? It's like there's some definite juju right here. Once you plant that, like I said, once you plant that seed, you're working with a quantum dynamic with this person. And, it's a portal. This 7 of Pentacles this pentacle is going to grow really quickly. So the spring card features a wild hare because in Celtic animal medicine, the hare brings intuition and rebirth. Hares are highly fertile beings, and so their medicine can bring dreams to life. You are ready to bring to life all of your ideas, inspirations, and projects. When this card appears, you are moving into a space that allows you to really grow, expand, and create in a way that you've never done before. There are opportunities for abundance, including financial growth. And if you're starting something new, prepare for a major expansion in your life and soul. I'm reading that slow so that you can let that sink in. When the spring card arrives in the future position of a spread, or as the last card in a reading, it can also indicate that the coming spring will usher in important energies with regards to your question or intentions. Right. So, group number 2. I hope this hasn't come across as lectury or in any way condescending. I truly want the best for you, and I can see here that perhaps it has been helpful to you. Actually, no, you know what? I don't know if it's been helpful to you. I'm just going to be like, It's what we did. It's what we did. And I care, Group 2, I care. Alright, I care, and I want the best for you. So, I'm going to trust that you're going to walk through the gate, plant the seed, make the choices that you need to not only give yourself permission, but also to start this process, or reignite, as the case may be, whatever gets this tree growing again. Alright? So with that, group number 2, I wish you all the best in arriving at your next milestone. I think you're going to be very happy here. This looks beautiful. I want to hold this up so you can see it. It is romantic, it is adventurous, and it is like there is emotion here. There is shared joy here. There's lots of yellow here, so there is lots of power here. And it's heading in a mapped or charted direction. Okay, we'll see you on the next reading. Thank you, bye. Life is a game of tarot. My name is Maraea. Welcome to your reading group number 3. And the theme for today, if you're feeling a little off track lately, this message is your reminder. You haven't lost your timeline, you've just paused long enough to feel where it really is. These are the questions we're going to be asking in this reading. Where has your path come to a halt or a pause? What can help you get back on track? And what is the next milestone stop on your timeline? So, without further ado, let us get into your reading. I think we're going to go with this deck. Let's start with this deck. Yes, 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 yes. It is a yes. So let's start with question number 1. Where has your path come to a halt or a pause, group number 1? Where has your path come to a halt or a pause? Where's group number 1's path come to a halt or a pause? Wheel of Fortune and the Lovers. Bottom of the deck, 9 of Cups. What can help you get back on track? Which deck? This one? Yes or no? No. Yeah? Alright. Same stereo, different song. Which is basically a reference to the fact that I'm using the same decks right throughout the reading. But it's a different read. So what can help group number 3 get back on track? Whoa. I'm going to put this down here. What can help group 3 get back on track? We have the 10 of Cups in reverse, 3 of Cups, 5 of Cups in reverse, and the Page of Cups. What is the next milestone, stop, or signal on your timeline? This deck, yes. What is the next milestone, stop, or yeah, I'm just going to say, what is the next milestone stop on your timeline? I've got 4 of Cups, interesting. What is the next stop on your timeline? Eight of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune here again. So we're definitely talking about timelines here. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune and the Lovers. Have a look at this. I want to see where we've come from here. 9 of Cups. On the 9 of Cups, it's like a scene from Romeo and Juliet. The healing of the maimed king. There is a figure on a plinth. I don't know if that's what you call it. It's being held up by 2 dragons. And there's another figure holding the hand of the person that is lying on this table. I better say table because I don't actually know if it's a plinth. And all of this light is coming down from the heavens here, bathing this couple in light. It's like we have the fulfillment of a wish here. That really brings to the front and centre the energy of the 9 of Cups, which is where there's been a misstep, perhaps, in what has been wished for. Because in traditional cards, one has all of the 9 cups, but typically they're drinking it on their own. And this one, it's like we have this pair of lovers who are together, but one of them has been taken, I don't know about under, but certainly they're in no position to be able to reciprocate within a relationship here. They're basically laid out bare. Gives us an idea of what energy we're dealing with here. Now I want to look at where has your path come to a halt or pause. I find this very interesting because the halt or pause is something about timing here, and typically divine timing. You know, fate has intervened here, and we have the lovers, where a choice appears to have been made here. But we have this couple and the lovers. What's really interesting about this lovers is that they've made a choice, but they don't look happy about it. Let's get some more information. What has been the choice that's been made here? King of Swords, sorry, King of Wands, and Temperance came out on its side. Queen of Pentacles. The Lovers again. Ten of Wands, Emperor, Mother of Pentacles. Okay, I might need some help here decoding this. This is not a scenario I necessarily recognise. I'm just going to speak to this as best I can. I'm going to outline what I see here. So we have this pair of lovers. They don't look happy about whatever choice has been made here. Divine intervention has played a part in this, or fate has played a part in this. Now we have the Age of Pentacles here, which is talking about typically mastery of craft. So there's been a union that has been formed, I would say, in relation to the mastery of craft. The King of Wands is featured here, so this could be representing you, or it could be representing the other person in here, because the Mother of Pentacles is here. I'm willing to bet you're one of these two. Probably this one here. It doesn't mean that if you are a female that you can't be Father of Wands, but likely you are. But you're one person and your person is the other person, right? Whoever's represented in here. But yeah, there's been a choice that's been made here. This is where things are halted at. There's a choice that's been made. It's got to do with mastery of craft. The two figures here, one is being represented by the King of Wands. I think the King of Wands is... which of the fire signs? Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Should we just say one of those three? But that energy, fire energy, charismatic. Pretty well charged. I'm just looking at this lightning bolt coming down here. So let me just read what I'm seeing along the bottom here. Actually, before I do, Temperance on its side. So something hasn't happened necessarily well in regards to the alchemy involved within this process of crafting or craftsmanship. Now, this is not necessarily making sense to me, but I'm just going to say it because it's not making sense to me, so I'm literally being left to read the cards. So we're coming down here to the Lovers again. Hopefully by the end of it, it will make sense to me. So we're coming down here to the Lovers again, and so we've got these two birds flying together. And unlike in this card here, we have this... this deck has got a few of these portals in them, and this is to me a portal, and these geese are flying with the blessing of this portal. Like they're basically protected. I'm going to call it a divinely protected flight. But here we have this Ten of Wands, and it's like this thicket, and these birds are flying into it. These geese. On the other side of this thicket is the Emperor, and it's like these geese are having to navigate through this thicket to emerge in this energy of the Emperor. I hope this is making sense to you. Now, Oh, the Emperor and the... I see. And the Queen of Pentacles. I see. Okay. So one of you is... You're both emerging from here. One of you as the Emperor and one of you as the Queen of Pentacles. That makes more sense. When I was looking at it, I was like, one of you is emerging as a tree. It's like, come back a little, Maraea. Come back a little. So, yeah. And I think it's got something to do with this process here. It's just so interesting. So you may well be, through whatever's happening here, be stepping into your era of Emperor or as Emperor. So what is the halt here? I mean, I don't see necessarily a problem as I've read through it. I'm like, there is no halt. There is no halt. I do not see a halt. What is the halt? What is the stop? Please enlighten me. I'm going to use my deck here. What is the actual halt? I think it's got something to do with the energy of these two. They just look... You know, when I've clocked these two before, I've never noticed that they look like they've been thrown into a forced marriage. And then we have this, for me this is a disconnect. I'm like, what is this even talking about? And what does this have to do? Oh my God, this is going to be such a mystery. What does this have to do with this Nine of Cups? And the need to, like, there's a want to resuscitate. Because, like, here's a wish fulfillment, but one man's down. And, like, there's some despair here. Queen of Swords. Quick question. Let me have another look at this from another angle. I want to know what this... Why does this couple look so sad? I get why this is here. And I'm being drawn to something is unspoken here. Something is unspoken. And because something is unspoken, whatever this wish is unfulfilled, because there's like one half of this couple is only half functioning, something along those lines. And because there's something missing out of the middle here. There's like a missing character. There's a character missing. So, why? I want to know, now that we know, there's something, I think there's something that needs to be spoken here. There's an embodiment here. Queen of, let me put this here, Queen of Swords. It's making more sense. Why do they look so sad? Why are they so sad? What's going on? Why are they sad? Please. Why are they sad? It's like you've got fate on your side. This is upright. I mean, there's something here, this is kind of to me a weird Wheel of Fortune. It's divine. It's represented here with the angel wings. And we have a king figure on top of the wheel. But in the water, we have these two dragons. And one of them has got right here, has got a cloak in its mouth. And it's like he's just finished eating someone who's fallen off the wheel. But the wheel is upright. So, for me, it's like everything's fine. Nobody's falling into the water to get eaten. Like, everything is okay. Like, this is divine timing in play. And we have this lovers here, but why do they look so sad? Right? If we were in the middle of a film, it would be paused on this couple getting married or about to get married, and they're like, wait, how do I feel about this? Why do they look so sad? 7 of Cups. Page of Wands coming out in reverse. The 9 of Swords makes a little sense, and the 2 of Cups. There's fear here. I think there's some fear of expression to be fear. I think the fear is that there's fear of expression. So let me have a look at this. We have like what clearly looks like Pandora looking into the box. Pandora has all of these cups. And let me see if there's anything actually good in any of them. Oh, maybe one of them. There is snakes in one. There is spirit in one. There is a head in one. There are crown jewels in one. There is a dragon in one. And there is a castle in one. Now, the cup that this person might have reached for is the Holy Spirit here. But instead they're looking in the box. Nothing wrong with that. It's like we're missing the picture here, I think. But, I mean, me personally, I would be like, oh, do I look in the box or do I go with Spirit? The box looks really interesting. Like, I want to look in the box. I want to know what's in the box too. But we know the story about Pandora's box, right? I can't actually remember the story about Pandora's box. I think, does she take there's something in the box where she can't go back, right? Is that where she takes the pomegranate out? No. Oh, you know what? I don't know. I have to look the story up. I can't remember. I haven't read it since I was a kid. Did love it. But I do know that that box is tempting. And there's a reason why you're not supposed to look in the box. Because once you look in the box, you can't go back. But, this person is like... And I get that it's like, what do I do here? I'm tempted by these things. I know I should choose this. But I'm really tempted by this thing that I don't know what it is. And then we've got this Knight of Wands in reverse, which suggests to me, this knight is on foot. And he looks a little bit morose as well. It's like, why is everybody bloody well down here? It's like there's an energy here, like everything should be fine. But everybody's like kind of looking a little miserable. Like even she looks miserable. I'm just feeling like, come on now. Here's where we get some happiness. She looks good. She looks happy, but he's like, am I cool with this? I think if you're the masculine in this, I think that you're happier about this situation than the feminine. I think there's some reticence on your behalf here. Or there's some sense of obligation or something along those lines. Where, like, you've stopped being curious. And so it's kind of like a drag. And so there's this fear here. And I mean, I do hope this reading finds the right person. I'm absolutely reaching here. So, yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing that there's fear here. I'm seeing that there are options. And where this sense of curiosity has been blocked by this fear of connection, this fear of feeling, I'm going to say. This fear of connecting with another person. And I would say it's this person that's represented in here. And this doesn't mean to say that, like, like you never have to be in a, like, the reality is your life is your life. And you have no obligation to be with somebody else for duty. I mean, if you want to, make it your choice. But if you don't want to, don't. Because otherwise, you'd be entering a connection that you're not happy with. And that would cause you all kinds of misery. All of the divine support does not equal obligation. So I think that, it's pretty clear to me that you, group number one, whether you are the feminine or the masculine here, I feel like it's you that you have to make a choice here. Well, I mean, you don't have to do anything, really. But if you want to be on this timeline, which this is weird. What a weird read. This timeline is the Four of Cups. This is this is the timeline you're aligned with. This is weird. Group number 3. You have this blessing here, but you don't want it. I'm feeling like you don't want it. Or there's some sense of feeling like you're being dragged into something. Because you just know there's just not joy expressed here. I want to show you something. When we're looking at the lovers in other decks, we're not looking at two people who are unhappy. Let me find this. This is probably why I wasn't called to use this deck. Where are you, lovers? Even this couple. They're in it. This one here, it's like we have spirit pouring into their 2 cups. But his focus is on the cup. It's not on her. Here we go. Again, these two lovers, well, this is the lovers and that's the Two of Cups. Completely different energy. They are both leaning in both cases. And this one here, it's like we've got this obligation. And like, it makes me want to cry for you. Like, if you don't want to be there, don't. That's what I would say to you, don't. Because the timeline you're on at the moment with this obligation or this feeling of obligation, like it's moving forward. But it's moving forward and it lands here. This is where your timeline's going, to this Four of Cups in reverse. And what we've got, the Eight of Pentacles on its side, and we've got the Knight of Cups on its side. I think you're being given a chance to reassess whatever this is. Because if your current timeline, I mean, I think it's paused for a good reason. Because if you carry on and get back on track here with this timeline, I don't see a lot of joy here. I see somebody that's about to head into Five of Cups, which is grief. And if you don't make a choice here, whoever this other person is, potentially we're looking at this as going to make the choice. Which lands in this place of, like, this is nigh on Five of Cups territory. This person is in there. I don't want to know about. I don't want to know about. How's that song? 'Cause my heart can't take it anymore. Keep it on the low. Something like that. Yeah. I don't know how that song goes. Hopefully you're able to pick it up and make some sense of it. But that's what I that's what I heard when looking at this Four of Cups. So this person, they can't even see this cup from spirit anymore. I just feel so sad for you. And I'm going to have to get some directions on how to, maybe, if I'm meant to help you integrate this. We'll just see. I'll see what happens with the rest of the reading. But yeah, that's, the actions that you're taking at the moment, it's paused for you to reevaluate because the current timeline, because you haven't got a fixed destination, I'm guessing. You haven't determined what it is you want, I would say. So where it is you're going here, it doesn't look fulfilling. Yeah, you're going to get your wish fulfillment, whatever your wish fulfillment is currently, but it's coming at the cost of, oh my God, it's Romeo and Juliet. I want to cry. There's a loss here on your current trajectory that I think you've got two timelines here. I can see that now. This is one timeline. I mentioned the portal. There's some there's some stuff to navigate, and it does land in the Emperor and the Queen of Pentacles. And then there's this timeline. But even this timeline, I'm like, even this couple is kind of like, well, when I say couple, it's like there's something here about the energy which is just making me, I need to go cry. I want to go cry for you. I don't know how you're feeling right now, but I'm sorry if you're like being forced to do something that you don't want to do. And I would really like you to take this on board. That, like, your life is your life. And no matter what you think you have to do, you're only true. Compass is your heart. But what I see here on this current timeline, I see somebody who is in regret. And with this Knight of Cups on its side, whatever you might have pitched for feels empty. I see whatever you're working on alone. It's like love passed me by here, but I've got my work. It doesn't bring me the same joy as maybe as it used to. You know, it might just be for a moment in time, but this is just, it's just what I'm seeing. It feels so heavy. I need to take a break. Group number 3, I had to definitely step away. Oh, I was going to like start to cry in the middle of your reading. So one of the things that I did step away to work out is whether I am meant to just show you here what the next milestone for you is looking like, where you're paused at. And I will read this. Because this will be closest to the resolve that you can get, because what I was about to say is that I'm not meant to help you integrate this. I'm just meant to show you where the milestone is and where your current timeline is sitting. And then allow you to actually consider what it is you're feeling in this moment. And to tell you what I've picked up on. And to ask you to highlight to you what is really worth considering here. Because if we come back to this 7 of Cups, and the fact that this character wants to look in the box. See, I want to look in the box. And I follow spirit, but I'm like, what's in the box? But it's a different road to the one that is sitting here. And I think, there are some questions that I do think are worth considering. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have a happy marriage or a happy relationship. because this definitely looks like marriage to me. I'm not saying that's not possible. But what I am saying is that your next milestone doesn't look like one that I personally would be celebrating if I were you looking at this. And I'm also not saying it's not possible to be happy together. But that requires a choice and determining whether you both want to look in the box together, whether you're both prepared to be excited about this journey, to be curious about where it could go. But if you're not, if these fears and this excitement isn't here and these fears are, my question to you would be, in your heart of hearts, what do you want? In your heart of hearts. Now there's one thing I want to work out before I come up here, because this area is still an area of confusion for me. So, we have this temperance that came out on its side. And it's not quite meeting this area too, so that's something else worth considering. So, what should provide a sense of harmony and make this work? It doesn't. It's like there's a mismatch here. There's a mismatch. And it's like this King of Wands is guarding their craft, guarding their work. And this Queen of Swords is like from a different species, almost, could be. I was wondering, I was like, God, this is so weird. Now I know why we're being shown a tree and a deer. I mean, the tree can definitely provide shelter for the deer. But, it's like we've got two different species. It's like, and I'm not saying it's not possible to choose one another, because it totally is. But it needs to be made by the pair of you, otherwise this harmony is not reaching this temperance, this alchemy is not reaching this couple. There's no blend here. And these two geese, how are they going to get through this thicket? This Ten of Wands. And when they do come out the other side, we have a tree, and then we have the deer. And the mother deer is here with the baby deer, but she's not here with the daddy deer. He's busy running the empire. I think this is what this is saying. I see you, group number 3. I see you, and I just want to come back to this Nine of Cups. Like, it's making me want to choke up again. Like, I'm literally, I want to scream. Like, I want to scream, like, literally. Like, I had to go away because I was like, oh my God, I'm going to start crying in the middle of somebody else's read. But, you know, like this Nine of Cups here, I don't know if this represents you. And like this, you know, or something that you love having to be laid, you know, or just being laid bare. And it's Romeo and Juliet. This is giving me Romeo and Juliet. I have a feeling you're going to be able to make sense of what I'm saying here, so I'm going to leave that. I'm going to come over to here because this is what's going to help you get back on track. And I'm going to assume that it is back on track. That is not this milestone. Because I don't believe Spirit would give me a reading that got you back on a track that takes you into a place of regret, remorse, and sadness. Ultimately, whatever you do is your choice. It is your life. As I said before, probably don't need to repeat myself. But what I will do is I will read this. In context with this reading, the way that I'm seeing this Ten of Cups, it's in reverse. And if you want to get back on track, the track that Spirit is leading you to, there's something here about stepping out of the family fold, stepping out of the construct that surrounds you presently. So it doesn't have to be necessarily family. It can be, well, I don't really see societal. I don't necessarily see that, but I definitely see family. I mean, Ten of Cups talks about family. And, you know, we have a family represented on this card. And, you know, and we're talking about the, what is it, generations, what is it, ancestry. You know, with these cups here, it reminds me of the ancestral lines. But, you know, this is something you don't have to necessarily, is what I'm being shown, as helping you get back on track. It's something you can either... Normally, you see, here's the funny thing. Funny, it's probably not the right word. Normally with the Ten of Cups in reverse, I would be helping integrate this, or I'd be wanting to help integrate this and turning it the right way up. And as I'm saying it, I'm like, yeah, you can do that still. And what I'm going to say to you, human being to human being, is that if you're not happy with this situation, know that in spite of everything seemingly being divinely aligned, and, you know, another way to look at it is fated. You know, as you know, this is fated. And that's possibly a word that you can use in place of divinely aligned, if that helps you to make a choice here. And I'm not saying what you should do, except for follow your heart, because ultimately you're the one whose experiences in the spotlight here. You're the one who is living this life. So, yeah, I'm going to come to this. So, there might be something here to resolve around family. And it might well be a case of either walking away from what the standard is, or speaking to this. We've got the Queen of Swords here, and you're being called into this energy here, I would say, or the Father of Wands here. And it's funny because I've bounced between these two, this you being this character or you being this character. Either way, I do see in the cards that the male is not looking at the female. You know, there's no connection between the couple. So, yeah, I don't know which one you are here, but, you know, I'd really love to hear from you if you're able to let me know what the situation is. You know, I'm here definitely emotionally invested in your journey. Oh, well, for the extent of the read, obviously. But, yeah, obviously I'd still love to hear from you. Now, I want to come to the Three of Cups. You're going to find support within your friend group. And if you focus on your North Star, you'll find a pathway forward. Now, that doesn't mean that you're still not going to be with this person if that's the person that you love. But whatever this is that you're being guided towards as helping you get back on track, quote unquote, the answer is in, or the pathway forward is in asking for the support of your friends. And heading towards your soul's true nature and purpose, your highest timeline, your full authentic self-expression, and a life that you know you love, because it is your life. Five of Cups in reverse. This, you know, there's going to be, I think there's a sense of, you know, this getting back on track. You know, what you're being directed to here is, especially if this is in reverse, there's going to be a bit of a feeling of loss, but I feel like it's mitigated somewhat being in reverse. So, yeah, there might be some feelings here to navigate. But underneath it all, right, is this Page of Cups, right? Dreaming the better dream. Dreaming of pigs flying. But knowing that all things are possible. So the question I would have it to you at this point is, what do you want? What does your heart want? Follow your heart. That is it. Follow your heart. That is the guidance that's been given to you to help you get back on track. And, if you are here and this is you and you want to know what the milestone looks like through following this guidance, let me know. But this is what Spirit's shown me, and I've been basically brought to a place of recognition that I was right to question whether I should be helping you integrate this, and realizing that no, because there is a process here for you of working out what you want and what's best for you. So group 3, I hope that has provided you with some clarity. I hope you feel seen. And I just want to give you a big hug and let you know that in the end everything works out. Everything works out. But do make choices for you and follow your heart. It is your life. It's your life and your experience. And you're entitled to be happy. Okay? You're entitled to look into the eyes of to have a relationship where the other person's looking back at you, and not just looking back at you, but deeply in love. That's just my 2 cents though. That's just my take. I'm going to leave you with this group 3 and wish you all the best, and look forward to catching you in the next read. Alright, big hugs, bye for now.